Okay, I didn't mean to turn this into a three-part thing, but I accidentally stopped the last video. They dug a pond across the road so deep that this pond, see how high this is? People used to come out here and fish. The water level used to be way up here, all the way around, and people would come out here and fish and talk about it and everything. And basically, the leak got in the pond, all the water leaked out, and now the pond's like 3 feet deep max. Most places 2 feet. Most places about a foot deep or a foot and a half deep. With the deepest places, I can poke a stick with the little rubber boats and find 2.5, 3 foot of water. But it's not deep. It ain't nothing as deep as it used to be. There ain't fish in it like it used to be, but I'm bringing it back. I'm introducing plants to let it have more oxygen. I'm putting there's been enough freshwater shrimp now to clean the water enough to where fish can be there without too many nitrates, I guess, maybe. I'm raising the water level, but I've only raised the water level just a little bit. It hasn't been much. Okay, so this valley that's got the swamp between it, here is this pond. This pond was very, very seasonal and normally would not be here. It would not be here right now. It would dry up and be gone. And it was very shallow, and it's still very shallow, except that middle part there, or maybe the middle part there, somewhere where the middle part is dug out deep, like maybe an extra 3 foot. And it was very dense, hard clay up under there. Not like the other pond. It's like hard orange clay. It's hard to dig through it. And I dug it deep. So when I dug it deep, your water temperature, it wasn't as hot. There was a deep spot for the water to be cooler. And it could hold more water before. Normally it was like a very shallow depression that would fill up, overflow into the swamp, quickly flow out of the property. And what I did is, all the dirt that I dug out of the middle, I would put in a 5-gallon bucket and drag it to about where the stick is. And make a line of dirt. See it? Right here, this line of dirt. I put this line of dirt here. And from the center of it, I dug a big-ass deep hole. And then I piled the dirt up here, and now normally it would have already been flowing out of here, out through there into the swamp, off the property. Now, has the swamp got any less swampier? Well, that was actually what I wanted to happen. I wanted to get the swamp to not be a mosquito madhouse, and I wanted to make the ponds not dry up and put mosquito fish in them to eat the mosquito larvae until they could support a fish that could take, a mosquito fish can take less oxygen, more temperature extremes, more pollution, less food. It's a fish that could survive when other fish couldn't survive in the pond yet. So I started from there. Now this area stays wet. This area, a lot of times it becomes like a creek itself. It'll flow and flow out. And me making the water move through more land and soak more land before it got out did not lead whatsoever to the swamp drying up and the mosquitoes ending or nothing like that. There's still just as much water. There's just more water. The trees can, in these last 8, 9 years, I forget how old I am. It's probably been 10 years by now. All these other trees got more water, made more shade, made less water leak off the property, made the area cooler so less evaporated. The more water soaked into the dirt before leaving, so more water come to the property than before. And all that. One of the things, I used to get turned around, and sometimes I'd be like, where is a marker? Like, where is my property? Where is their property? And when they cut all them trees, it made it easy to find. It made it easy to know, like, when I'm getting close to the edge. Cause I used to work for them for a long time at J&K Creation, but I started breathing in too much concrete dust and it wasn't good for my lungs and I needed a break from it. And they couldn't give it to me. And they threatened to just get me to get somebody else to do concrete and pay me minimum wage, which I didn't know at the time and they probably didn't, but you can't legally just drop someone's wage like that. But I was like, no, you don't really care about me if you're gonna push me and not buy the right mask and all this. And so I was thinking, normally when people, they block me when I quit working for them. And I don't know if they get mad and say I'm trespassing, so I never want to be on their property. See this cedar? That other one I showed you around the pine cones? It was in that swampy area. And I transplanted it over there. And it almost dried up and died, but I kept water on it, and there was living leaves on every layer of it. Some of them dead, but you know, from top to bottom it was green, and I kept watering it. I put a bunch of pine cones around it to hold water, and it did. See these grapevines? I'm gonna get them to, I'm probably gonna get grapes to, really, I'm probably not gonna get nothing to grow. I'm kind of divided on what to do with these fallen trees. Part of me just wants to get them back out of the way. Get my chainsaw out here and chop them up. Another part of me is like, man, make you a fort. Oh. All these trees on my path now. I mean, I'm like, I might keep these parts over here, but them parts over there, a path's got to be cut through them. I mean, I'm tired of sitting on them, hopping over them, crawling under them. I did think, though, that if I could just leave them alone, when it starts to rot a little bit, woodpeckers would make homes all in them. But they apparently got plenty of homes as it is. They had a lot of woodpeckers. There's a willow tree with a hole in it. Some of these willows they'll peck holes in, but mostly they're in rotten pine. I got mosquito fish like crazy in this pond. And bullfrog tadpoles. When I come to the shore, they feel it. They feel the vibrations and they get out of here. But then if I wait long enough, they eventually start coming back in. And you might be able to see a bunch of them. But really, a mosquito, a mosquito just bit my shoulder. But there used to be so many more out here. I think if I build the side of that creek up enough, that because a lot of water is still always out of the overflow of that man-made creek. It's always it's always flowing into that swampy area. And and mosquito infested swamp water, this right here, you know, it's still stagnant water. You know, there's no water coming in and out of it, no pump in it. So mosquitoes would love this, except in all these ponds I have mosquito fish, and they will eat all the mosquito larvae out of the water, and then they'll turn on eating algae and cleaning the water. And then when the mosquito larvae is back in there, they'll switch to eating that. So see, I done went up there and turned the water off. See how the rain has already stopped. This is same day, same time as that other video. I'm gonna turn this into some long parts, and there'll probably be 3 parts or so. So yeah, these trees, they need more water. I'm gonna check the weather, and if, oh shit, I still haven't given these roosters water. I'm gonna go to the dollar store and get, or I might just go, I might have some water with me. I probably do. trash. I ordered some freshwater mussels, but they come in dead. And that's a disappointment. And the return policy is there. You can't return them. You can't insure them. When it's cold, they won't send them. Y'all tore up and stuff. I guess I'll just film there while I count. All the BB red hens are in, the Hamburg's in, one of the roosters is missing of the adult chickens. I swear that hens, there might be some exceptions, but generally speaking, hens have way better pathfinding ability than roosters. Roosters will do a lot of things hens won't do. They'll dig deeper in the ground for grubs. They'll watch for sky predators. Chickens will pretty much always just be concerned with eating. Roosters are concerned with protecting the hens from predators and having sex. And a little bit about eating too, but mostly they just trying to figure out a way to have sex. But the pathfinding sucks, and they normally follow hens to figure out ways around obstacles. I think whatever happens with them to make them roosters, whatever hormones, to do all the other behavior, it takes a hit on their pathfinding. I hardly ever see a hen stuck at a fence walking back and forth like, how do I get through here? They normally are like, okay. And the roosters normally are, I've seen it, I just noticed it with a lot of different roosters. Their pathfinding sucks. And they won't ask the hen for directions. And they're like, no, I got it. I know the way. I know it's through here. I can phase through this fence. Yeah. This is confusing. Too many of them. Yeah. Now, they look, y'all supposed to go in there. Go in there. Just go in there. You learn to. I'm glad to see them just like slightly. Let's see. Yeah, you can go in there. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're all there. Wait, no, there was let's see, there was 11. Because she told me she'd give me 10. She miscounted to give me 11. She had 60 and didn't want no more. Yeah, you can go. I was going to hold you in, but you're probably hungry too. Everybody's in here. And look at them. Day 3, and they're starting to accept them. They're letting them eat beside them. They used to not even let them be around them. They'd have to be in the corner. Now they're just pecking them every now and then when they're like, yo, know your place. But they're not really like, get out of my pen. You can't be in my territory. You can't eat beside me. I'm seeing it happen right now. They're becoming one flock. Which is good, because the new biddies are hatching out. There's 15 biddies coming in the mail. And there's Some more are going to hatch out the incubator maybe, hopefully. And they'll need that pen. There's 5 little babies in that pen. There didn't need to be, I think there's 5. There was some, anyway, I don't know. There might be 4. I gotta go count and remember about that. And I think they got, anyway, they're gonna need that space. And there's space in here for these chickens, but I don't intend for these to all fully grow up and all these chickens live in this space. You see, I got room to expand, and I need to get them roosters water. So I'm gonna go to the store to get water, and I didn't want I don't know, them to get lost, run off in the woods, the babies not find their way back in the pen. I didn't know if they'd be bullied and not want to go back in the pen. If you want to get 2 different sets of roosters, if you want to get 2 different flocks to combine into one flock, 1, more space means less bullying. 2, chickens really bond a lot over waking up on the same roost and eating together. So one thing you can do if they're not getting along is you could put a space in between that fence, like this pen, build you another pen with a little bit of space right beside where they can see each other, but they can't fight each other. And they eat, and they see the other one while they eat, and they'll start to associate that with being in the same flock. You can do the same thing with, there's ways to slowly introduce them and get acceptance with almost no bullying, maybe none. And you can just throw them in there and let them fight it out, but it's definitely better to not just throw them in there and let them fight it out. If you've got like 4 chickens in one pen and you got 1 chicken they don't know and you put him in there, he's gonna get bullied. It's better to put like 2 in there so he's got a buddy. Now what happened with these is there was a hole in the wire that I didn't know about, and they kept getting out the pen, and something ate a few of them, and there are 5. Because of the older type chickens, there was 3 of the Hamburg and BB Red cross and 3 of the BB Red. And then BB Red of the first litter all died, but the 3 bigger ones of the Hamburg hybrids survived. But one of them got out of the pen. They kept getting out of the pen. There's 3 or 4 different days I come out here and all the little chicks, those 11 over there in these, would be out of the pen. And I'm like, it's a wonder ain't nothing got you. And the first 2 days that they got out, I closed different gaps at the top. I was just like, where are they getting out at? And I had missed a spot. They got tore over here and over there. And they just kept getting out. And on the last day, some of them got ate by predators, maybe a hawk. So that's how I lost one of the 3 that was bigger. The original BB Red 3 were just weak and died. And then of this, like this BB Red you see here, and then other 2 that are younger, there was only 2 of the BB Red hybrids. One of them like fully formed, but didn't get all the way out the egg before he died. He died of exhaustion. I wish I would have helped him out, but you can't open it on lockdown when others are hatching at kind of slightly different times. And of the BB Reds of the next litter, one of them would just, it was like it was retarded. It was like it was born retarded, couldn't eat, couldn't walk, it just didn't act right. Something was off about it from the start. And the other 2 were fine, or there might not have been but 1 more BB Red. And the BB Reds out of the second incubation, you know, that one, it lived. It had a retarded brother that died. It lived. But there would have been more of them, but there's still 4 of the Hamburg BB Red crosses. You know, the Hamburg chicken, like an otter or something, not otter, like a weasel, something got in there and crushed its leg. And it got overbred with roosters where it got a patch of its skin ripped off. And it was just having a rough time. And I was like, this thing's probably not going to survive. It's probably going to infect and die. Let me hatch out as many of its eggs as I can. But it lived. It bounced back. And then I'm like, oh, it bounced back after all that? But the Hamburg chicken seems to be an intelligent chicken. And got, like, it's more curious about things. I just had a notification pop up, Brittany asking me what I'm doing. I'm gonna